Hello, everybody. It's me, Aggie. I'm Agnes Friedlander with Agnes Friedlander Art Studio. And on Facebook, I am known as Artist Heart Studio. Today, I am so excited to interview my good friend and a member in my online membership. Her name is Jane Hagan of Jane Hagan Studios. It's such an honor to have you here today chatting with us. She's a wonderful artist. I think I've known her, I don't know, a few years. And she's been in the membership a short while, but in the time that she's been here, we have really enjoyed having Jane around. She's so knowledgeable, so helpful, and I don't know, just an all-around great artist. So without further ado, here is Jane Hagan. Let me see if I can make you larger on the screen, Jane.
Okay.
There you go, Jane. There you are.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jane Hagan with Jane Hagan Studio in Kentucky. And I've been doing glass and resin art for probably 3.5 years, something like that. Hi, Shelley. And hey, Linda. I've been working. I've done art probably since I was like 9 years old. But as far as glass and resin art and really getting serious about it, I did take some classes when I was in college, because I always would take the maximum number of hours they'd let me. So after I got past the ones I had to take, then the rest were always art. And I did that. And I've been doing, like I said, the glass and resin probably for 3 years now, at least. Aggie and I started about the same time, somewhere along in there.
I am so sorry. I'm trying to get it. There we go. Yeah, I think it was around the same time, something like that. Mm-hmm. Yes. So that's so intriguing. You took the maximum number of hours that you could take when you went to university.
Yes, always. I got my money's worth, and I would take the classes. And I knew which ones were hard and I had to study for. And then I would take art, which usually I take studio classes so I could go out and do some stuff. But I did take art survey and learned a little bit about the history, because that was a requirement. I mean, in my humanities, so that worked.
Where did you go to school, Jane? Did you say?
Well, I went 1 year at Western Kentucky University, and the rest of my time was at the University of Kentucky.
All right. And did you go into a certain field, or did you go into art? What did you go into?
See, I taught biology and chemistry for 27 years. Well, I taught for 17 years. The last 10, I was in the library. I did computers and the library media. But I'm a firm believer that about every 10 years you need to switch it up a little. So
I agree. I think so many people have multiple careers nowadays, don't they?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But my first major was actually animal sciences. So that's why I think I'm always interested in doing horses and anything that involves animals. That's what I like to draw and paint and do in glass and everything.
Yeah, we see a few behind you there.
Yeah, just a few animals and one lady. We'll show her a little bit later.
She's a mermaid. She's kind of an animal.
Yeah, we'll show her a little bit later, but she's back there in the background.
Someone is saying, it's Leah. Hi, Leah.
Hey, Leah.
It's good to change things up every so often. Yes.
Yeah, so, it seems like I've done it about every 7 to 10 years, something different.
What are some of the different things that you've done? Now it begs the question.
Well, when I first got out of school, I did a lot of riding, equestrian sports, and I would do dressage and eventing, and I judged as well. And I probably did that for 5 or 6 years after college, and then, probably more like 10. And then I also showed my dogs for a while, and this was while I was teaching teaching chemistry.
What kind of dogs? We have to know.
Glasgow. And then after that.
What kind of dogs, Jane?
English Springer Spaniels.
Oh.
Yeah.
Those are the brown and white ones?
Well, I had almost all of them were brown and white. The liver and white. And then I had one that was a black and white.
Ah.
and he was a big baby. He was a good dog.
So when
And,
you say showing dogs, you're one of those ladies running through the arena like type thing, or what do you mean
yes,
showing dogs?
yes.
Yeah.
And the worst thing is you had to wear a skirt. That was the worst thing about it.
And move fast. You got to move real fast.
I took him to Michigan, and he won his class in the National English Springer Spaniel Association. So that was a big deal. That was probably a once in a lifetime thing. So I'm a little bit competitive too. I'm just a little bit competitive.
How wonderful. I did not know that about you.
No,
that you took dogs and
see, this is what you get in an interview. You get to find out more.
Yes. I didn't quite hear what you said when you got out of school and you were doing things with equestrian things. What was it?
I did dressage.
Okay. Oh, dressage. What is that?
Dressage. That's like the horse and rider doing a ballet routine. I mean, you go through a pattern.
Oh my goodness! You
and
did that on a horse?
They're judged on how well you execute the pattern and to the standard.
That must be the most difficult thing you can do with a horse.
It's pretty hard, but you gradually train them up until you're going into some of the the higher level things.
Wow. Do you watch Heartland? Is it like what that girl did on Heartland?
I haven't seen Heartland, so I can't say.
Okay, sorry.
I've just started Yellowstone. I'm a little behind on that.
We're watching Yellowstone. Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's one tragedy after another, but you have to keep watching, right?
Right. I did that 1883, and I've watched all of The Crown, and so this is my next binge, I guess.
Yes, we have to have our art binge. I'm sorry. So back to you, Jane. Continue on with what you were saying.
Well, then, we were, Steve and I had a business, and we traveled quite a bit then for about 7 or 8 years. And then I went back into my teaching because the girls were little, and finished up and retired.
Do you have daughters?
I have 2 daughters, yes.
Okay.
I have 2 daughters that are adopted. And one of them, his name is Caitlin, and one is Stephanie, which Steve he sort of liked that name when we picked that out. But yes, I have 4 grandchildren. So they range from 11 to 4.
Wow.
So 2 girls, 2 boys.
Yeah, it's wonderful being a grand. Now, what do they call you?
Mia.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
I should have picked out a nice grandma name like that, but I'm grandma. But
I looked online. I wasn't going to be a granny or a grandma or whatever. So I looked online and I picked one out I liked. And when I would talk to the oldest one, she was little, I would say, I'd talk to myself about Mia loves you, Mia, everything, So it's always just it. And now the kids, most of them call me that. I rarely get called Mama or Jane or whatever. It's Mia.
Well, that's really smart. I didn't think of doing that, but good for you. I love that. I've heard Mimi. I think Shelley is Mimi. That's a really good
Mimi.
one.
Yeah. I've got a friend that heard she's Mimi. So so it's good to have the grandkids. I've got one of those little roller carts down here, and I have a bunch of art supplies that's just for them.
Now, down over here, are you referring to this room that you're in? This is your studio, right?
This is my studio. It's a separate building.
Oh my goodness! Near your home?
What?
Is it near your home?
Yeah, I can walk up to my house. It's just down the driveway a little bit.
How wonderful.
And so I have a 2-room studio, and Steve, he's very supportive. He built this last year. I guess I moved in last October.
Yeah, I mean, I did happen to know about it, but I'm acting like I'm interviewing you and for the first time. Like maybe new people watching don't know anything about you, Jane.
Right. I moved in here in October. I have the glass all in the back because you know how glass gets all over the floor, and I don't want the grandkids coming in and stepping on it and everything. So the front room, they do most of their art up here in the front room, and that's where I paint. I have
painting in the back.
Yes, I have painting tables in the front, and
wow.
glass, a big long table that's where I do my glass and resin in the back.
And do you have any pets?
I close it off. I close it off for while the resin is curing, so I can come back in here and do something else.
Yeah.
It's
do you have pets? You keep the pets out too, or do you not have pets anymore?
We still have the little bitty dog. She's 2.5 pounds, and it's a little Chihuahua, and she's almost 14 years old. So she stays up at the house. She'd much rather be up to the house in her bed than down at the studio. She doesn't like the slick floors.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay. Yeah. So, okay, my goodness. I'm learning all these great things about you, Jane.
Well, good.
So, let's see. I've got, a set of questions here. In the membership here, we used to do like a featured artist. It got to be a little too much for me filling out the form. I think it's quicker this way. And I think it's better because I want to promote you as a member. And, I think it's good experience. Although you seem like you're not camera shy at all. You've probably been interviewed and, my goodness.
Yeah. Well, yeah, when you get up in front of kids all the time, all day long, a new bunch, you can get, I never did like doing the media and putting me on in front of the camera, though. I always liked being in back of it.
Yeah.
Much better.
Yeah. Right. So let me ask you a few of my standard artsy questions.
All right.
You can stray off and talk about whatever you'd like. But
okay.
So what is some of your favorite things to use? What's your favorite like medium? And what are some favorite things that you really, really enjoy doing and why?
Okay. Well, I like to do the glass and resin with acrylic painting underneath. And my favorite probably is to do a detailed painting and then accentuate it with the glass rather than doing just the glass, making the whole thing. Now, that doesn't mean I don't do that, because I do.
Oh, I'm trying to switch this up and get you as the main person.
It's okay.
I'm really bad at this. I think it's called solo layout. There it is. Okay. So sorry about that, Jane. So you like doing a detailed underpainting,
right?
And then enhancing it. So what do you mean by enhancing it with glass and resin? Would you put it only in certain places, or how do you decide that?
Well, even like the mermaid, really, that was a very detailed painting. And then her hair was already had texture, but we took, the clear glass, which, was completely transparent, and you saw your painting from underneath.
Yeah.
So really, that was a detailed painting.
Can you show us your mermaid? Are you able to?
She's right behind me.
Now that's one of the classes in the membership. And I remember the day that I was working on the sample and I sent you some photos, and you were the one that helped me decide to add the glass to the hair. And I'm so glad you said that. Oh, careful.
Well, I'm glad moved around because of, I wanted to have some things that I could show, or things in the background that you all could see.
That is
is
absolutely spectacular.
Look at that. Got such a glare, but
oh my goodness, she's so pretty.
Yeah, I've got to make another one of these in a smaller version for my older granddaughter. She wants one for her bedroom. So that's,
how old is she? Is she the 11-year-old or?
She's the 11-year-old, and she wants one for her bedroom. She wanted this one. And I said, no. Besides, I think it's a little too big for her room, because this is a pretty big girl.
Yeah, it is. So Sandy says Jane and her art is so inspiring to so many of us who have been watching her for a few years. That is so well said, Sandy.
And while I'm up, we did these about the same time.
Yes. Oh, I don't know if I saw this one, Jane. It's gorgeous.
Well, thank you. That's, we colored the glass with alcohol ink.
Yep.
And so
Don't
my
give
other
away
one,
too many of my secrets. No, it's
I,
not
oh,
a secret
well,
anymore.
my other one was a little bit different color scheme. And I keep forgetting we're not just talking the membership.
Yeah, that's okay.
I sold it with for a birthday present for someone.
Now that was another class, right, Jane? Which class did you like better, the crab or the mermaid?
Oh, the mermaid. The mermaid has been the turtle and the mermaid were my favorites so far. I do have the beta on the board, but it'll have to be after Christmas.
Oh yeah, the beta fish.
Yeah.
Can you show us your turtle? Look at that turtle. Wow. I hope I'm not making you work too hard, Jane.
Oh no, I'm just gonna leave them down though, probably after I.
Oh, look at that.
This is my husband's favorite.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh, he said, yeah, he likes this. He thought this was the best thing I'd ever done.
Wow. You know,
I think he liked it. Well, the shadowing. He said it has so much depth.
You never know what the husband is going to say.
Oh no. And sometimes it's a little scary.
Exactly.
And while I'm here, I'll just show this one too. Since
no, this is the peace dove that we just did.
This is probably the most recent.
What kind of response are you getting from this one?
Oh, either they love it or they don't really care for it at all.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Now he likes it. Okay. I don't know that he's seen it in person.
Who? Your husband?
He's not been down here in a few nights, and because sometimes he doesn't drop by. But the people in the studio, either they fall in love with it or they don't really say anything at all about it. So that I don't know.
Funny?
That seems a little odd because I love it. I love that one.
The turtle is amazing too. And then another friend is saying, your turtle is gorgeous. Your husband is right. Well, which one is your favorite? I think I know.
The mermaid.
Yeah, the mermaid. The mermaid was my favorite too.
Now I'm not really good yet on portraits, and I want to work on that. So that pushed me a little bit, and I like to be pushed.
Yeah. Yeah, we well, I did put a few things up in the membership about like kind of a base understanding of doing portraits, but we will be doing that in the membership because I think it'd be good for all of us.
Yeah, I'm going to pick your brain a little bit on painting and stuff, especially because I did not take painting classes in college. I took drawing, design, and like I said, art history, but I didn't get to a painting class. So I'm going to pick your brain some.
Well, believe it or not, I did not take painting in college either.
Oh, really?
No, I took everything else but painting. I took life drawing though, and I had fundamentals. So, but I learned how to paint over the years.
Well, I've done that. I've went to workshops with different people.
Yeah.
And I worked one-on-one with a person back before online and internet,
Yeah.
So, and then one of the schools that I taught, my chemistry room was next door to the art room. And the art teacher helped me so much with like watercolors and really got me started in those.
Oh, watercolors are wonderful. We haven't seen your watercolors. I don't know if I've seen your watercolors.
Oh, well, on those daily posts, I posted one today.
Okay,
I don't have one. He's the picture I did post. Actually, all my watercolors like that. It was a pet portrait, and it was sold already. So.
So you're a selling artist. You sell your work.
Oh yes.
And speaking of which, Sandy is asking if you sell your art anywhere other than on Facebook posts.
If a person was interested, I have a lot of people locally that come in. I don't go to any vendor events, which I probably should. I'm wanting to start an Etsy page I'm thinking things that are 11 by 14 and smaller because of shipping and handling, and just if it's glass art, it'd be so hard to ship, I think. I may be wrong about that. But really, my Facebook page, I post, and usually, like my angels, they sold out in just a few days, and I'm actually trying to find some substrates because I need to make some more.
That's a good problem to have, right?
Yeah, I've already got 11
let
more.
People, locals.
Oh yeah, they usually,
Wow.
yes, they usually text me or give me a call, or they will give me a message on Facebook. Because I mean, it's a small community, but you don't know everybody as far as you don't know their phone numbers anymore. People have only the iPhones or their cellular phones anyway, and you don't know their number. So they will message me and want to know about if they can come by. And they usually set up a time like whenever it's convenient for both of us. So I had someone this morning at about 9:30 or 10, and I've got someone coming in at 3, and had some people last night at 5. So
studio tours, I love it. I love it. So Sandy's asking if your studio is open for visitors, and can a Californian come across country and take a trip and come visit you?
Well, sure. I would know 2 that I would let come, and they'd have to bring their dogs.
And on your way, Sandy, I don't know if it's out of the way to swing up by me, but you can come up by me and I'll do your hair. There was one time she said, if I ever am going across the country, can I stop by and have you do my hair? I'm like, yes, that would be awesome. So we got an idea that glass and resin is your favorite thing, and you really love, it sounds like you want to do more faces and portraits, but you love animals. Sounds like you like everything.
I like to paint. Sometimes I just like to paint, like the duck behind me on the round. That's just a painting. And then I did put resin over it.
Okay. And I have another painting that you shared with me. Let me see if I can bring that up.
Oh, my flamingo.
Yes. Look at that. Look at that painting that she did. Isn't that gorgeous, you guys?
Well, thank you. Yeah, a little different. So
yeah,
it looks like a feather duster.
Yeah, I love uniqueness. Here's a couple more images that she shared. Let me see if I can grab them. So here is, what do you call this piece? Like a garden, floral garden?
That would work. It's just a glass on glass floral collection. Yes, some of my favorite flowers.
I really love the delicacy of those yellow flowers, how you did those.
That was, I would think, would probably be sort of like a gladolia or something.
Yeah.
I'm not sure on that
one.
But I love iris and I love orchids. So I had to put some of those in.
I love orchids too. I want to do orchids in the membership next year.
Oh, that'd be good.
Really big, like a really big orchids. Okay, let me see if I can get the next one up here. Your work is just spectacular, Jane.
Well, thank you.
Not that one. Where's the other one? Trying to look at this floral. Oh my goodness. This kind of has an Amanda Evanston influence, I think.
I don't know. Yeah, I can see that because the runs and because of it does look like it could be that direction.
Just because she does the vase on the side, I guess. It's really the only reason why I say that. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. I just like the intense colors. And I've made several of these and sold them.
That's great. So Brandy says, all your creations are amazing. Such an inspiration. I need to come visit.
Yes, you do.
Brandy, you're in Kentucky. Are you very far from her? I don't know.
She's about an hour.
Oh my goodness, I would have been there if I were an hour away.
Yeah, we're about an hour from each other.
That they love wildlife. Yep. And here Sandy's loves your orchid. She says the orchid is beautiful.
Well, thank you, Sandy.
Okay, let's take this down if I can. So let's move on to another question.
Okay.
I guess we kind of have the idea of how long have you been an artist? How long would you say?
Actually, only in the last few years could I actually call myself an artist and feel good about it and that I really deserved it. And I think that's sad, and people shouldn't do that. I guess I felt more like an artist when I started selling them consistently. And that's not, I mean, that's not a way to evaluate whether you are or are not an artist, you know. But I guess I just didn't feel educated enough. I don't know what was the real, but I couldn't, what do you do? I couldn't say I'm an artist. Now, if they'll say that, I will say I'm an artist, you know, and I feel fully confident and don't think a thing about it. And I think, I don't know. So I've been an artist as long as I can remember. But just calling myself such was probably in the last 2 or 3 years.
So it just took starting to sell and starting to maybe have other people recognize that in you that kind of gave you the confidence. Is that what you would say made it happen for you?
I would say so. My parents were always very encouraging, and you know, my husband has been too. You know, there were some times in our life, especially when I was younger, we needed to eat, and so doing art, you know, there wasn't online, and there wasn't as many opportunities back in the day. I didn't feel like, and you know, I had to do something that would, you know, help us out to pay the bills.
Exactly. Yeah. Wow. Well, I'm so glad that you pursued your art. Did you always want to be an artist when you were young?
An artist or a veterinarian, so that was my
veterinarian, of course. Yeah, such a lover of animals. Did you grow up around animals? It sounds like.
I lived on a farm. Yes.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Lived on a farm, had all kinds of animals.
What was your favorite pet animal other than a dog or a cat?
Oh, well, I'll have to tell you, that was a pig.
A pig? You had a pig?
I had a pig. My uncle had given her to me when she was just a little bitty piglet, and I picked her out of the. He had his sow there and had all these. I mean, a buku of little piglets, and I picked out because she was red. I picked her out because I wanted her because she was red, and my dad didn't know it, but I would go out to the barn when she was out there, and I would get on her and I would ride her. He would have killed me. He would have just killed me dead because he would have been afraid I would have gotten hurt.
Why was the piglet red? Because you were riding her? No.
No, she was. That was her breed. She was probably had some Duroc in her, which is a red pig.
Okay. Sandy wants to know what her name was.
Sally.
Sally.
Yes, Sally.
Oh my goodness. What an amazing story.
So see, I still remember.
Yeah. And the only reason why I asked that, my mom grew up on a farm in Arkansas, and her favorite was a goat. Or was it a goat or a sheep? And I guess they can be really sweet to have, I guess. I don't know. Well, goats are kind of crazy, right?
We didn't have any goats, but
okay.
They will butt you.
Yeah. Maybe it was a sheep. It was either a goat or a sheep. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, they will butt you too.
Here's someone asking when the membership is open. Actually, my membership is pretty much always open. You can message me if you'd like more info on that. Sorry. Okay, back to Jane. So it sounds like you've kind of been an artist at heart, a creative your whole life. What are some other things that you love creating besides art? Do you cook and do you do other real creative? Do you sew or any of that?
I do not sew. I do not like sewing. I do not like even putting on a button or whatever.
I'm the same way.
Because if I'm sewing, I'm going to have to take something out. And that's what I don't want to do.
Yeah.
Tell Shelley, there's not a 2-finger tap for that. No, I'm not going to do it when I make a mistake. I have crocheted and I've made Afghans and stuff like that, but it's okay. It's something to do in the cold winter months, maybe. But
And do you cook?
I cook because we have to eat.
Okay, so it's not a passion.
No, I like to cook if I have the time, and but it's not. No, it's not my favorite thing to do. No.
So Holly says, that's so sweet. I love pigs and I have 2 of my own. I have goats and donkeys and they are very sweet. A goat acts a lot like a dog. Huh? Oh, that is so funny. Okay. So I guess now, how did you get started? So let's go back to glass and resin, since that's your main passion. How did you get started with that? How did you even first see it, or where did you start?
Well, that would be Facebook. One of my friends posted that she had gone to this workshop and look what she had made. And I thought, that is so cool. I want to do that. So I messaged her, where did you go? How did you do that? And she gave me the name of the person. And
was it Elizabeth? It's okay if you say it.
Okay, it was Elizabeth. I didn't know. That's what I was.
Yeah, no, that's.
It was Elizabeth, and
yeah.
So a friend and I, we went to one of her workshops, and we made a piece, and I loved it. And then at the time, I was still teaching, so I just didn't have the time factor, but I loved it. And I thought, well, if she ever teaches some more classes, I want to do that. And
in person. Was it in person?
Yes, at that time it was all in person.
Okay. Now, did you pour the resin on that night at that class? Or
she did. We did the art part and painted and put the glass, and then she poured the resin after we left, and we had to go back the next day and pick them up.
Okay. And you were hooked. That was it. You were hooked.
Yeah, pretty much. I wanted to learn more about that. And so I did. I did. And then I've been working on it now for probably over 3 years.
So what part do you like the most? It's hard to decide, but is there a part that you really like the most out of the whole process? Because
I like it all.
There's kind of coming up with an idea, but maybe now I know you want to do more of coming up with your own ideas, but there's the sketching it or whatever. Then there's maybe painting. Then there's looking for glass. Do you like looking for glass?
Oh, I have a whole pile of glass.
Do you enjoy shopping for glass? We call ourselves glass hunters.
I have totes and totes full and shelves in my back room full of glass, and they're all sorted by colors, or if it's iridescent, they're all in one bin.
Oh, I would love to. I would pay to see that. I would love to see that, Jane. Wouldn't that be fun?
Well, I have got that, and then I have, of course, the beads and the baubles and all the other stuff, and the sheet glass and the tempered glass, and it's just it's I like it all.
It's addictive. I
like it all.
Okay, so there's the finding the glass, and then there's cutting the glass. Do you like glass cutting?
Can I let my little 4-year-old granddaughter in? She's at the door. She doesn't know. Didn't know I was in here.
Aw. Sandy says the glass hunt is addictive. Yes, it is.
I'm doing something right now. Come here and sit in my lap. Look at my doll. I see your doll.
I do his clothes.
Oh, you did.
I can get the clothes.
Here's my 4-year-old friend. This is the baby of the bunch.
Hello. How are you?
And she was knocking at my door at the studio, so she wanted to come and see what's going on. She's got her little doll, and she won't last long.
Oh my goodness. How are you feeling today? What's going on? Happy Friday to you.
Can you tell them your name? Can you tell her your name?
How about your doll's name?
Her name is Landry Kate.
Ooh, what a beautiful name.
And this is her American Girl doll that's supposed to look just like her. So I don't know if she looks like her or not, but I think she She does to some extent.
Your hair is prettier, that beautiful reddish brown, chestnut red hair. Oh, so beautiful.
You say thank you?
Thank you.
Yes, she
Oh,
did
you're
that.
very welcome. So, Jane, what is the best advice you've ever received? How about that?
Keep painting, keep practicing, keep learning. And I would give that as advice to anyone else too, because you're not going to get better unless you keep at it. But you need to also learn the good techniques and learn the good practices, because if you don't learn the good practices and you keep repeating the bad things, then you might not improve. It's harder. It takes longer. You will still improve. It'll just take longer.
Yeah, it's easy to pick up bad habits. They say that practice makes perfect, but I think about last year, I heard an art instructor say, practice makes perfect only if you're practicing properly.
Exactly. That's exactly what I think too. So, and I would tell anybody to do that, and not to give up and to keep going at it, and don't. If I was giving someone else advice, I would say not to undervalue your work, or don't. Like I said, it took me a while to even call myself an artist. So, you don't need to underestimate your value, and just keep practicing, keep trying, keep learning.
Very good. So how would you help somebody to feel more like an artist sooner, so that they have a little more confidence? What do you think gives that confidence?
Well, I think you need to get instruction and learn, and keep the first few things you did, and periodically go back and look at them, because you will see improvement.
That's a great tip. Oh, she twirls her hair like my mom did. That's excellent. That is really excellent. And then, so it sounds like that's the same thing. The next question was, do you have advice for others? You went right into giving that advice. So, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
you are a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of talent, and you're such a phenomenal person, Jane.
Thank you.
How do we find out more about you? If we want to follow you, where would we go?
Well, I'm on TikTok. I'm not really good at that yet, but at Jane Hagan Studio. Everything I've got is pretty much Jane Hagan Studio. So if it's Facebook or Instagram or TikTok.
Well, that's simple enough. Hey, Shelly, if you're here, would you mind typing that in for us? And friends, I hope that you will follow Jane and watch her TikToks and like and comment and share. That's what helps us as artists. Mm-hmm. And I like to always ask everybody, since you are a member in the Painter's Journey, how are you liking the membership? Do you recommend the membership? What are your honest thoughts about the membership?
Oh, I really like it. I really enjoy it. I don't do every project, and I don't think anybody would. You'll pick and choose what you like to do. And there's some that you're more interested in than others. But then also there's such a library to go back to and pick out a lot of those that you didn't get a chance to do yet, which that's, that you've got plenty to work on. Yeah. There's plenty to work on.
Well, thank you so much. That's a wonderful endorsement. All right. Well, I think that's it. Thank you so much for your time. And I can't wait to see what you do next, Jane. Thank you so much for letting me chat with you here today. And I enjoyed it.
All right. Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.